Hey Leo, welcome to Divine Duality Tarot. My name is TJ. If you are new here, thank you so much for checking it out. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So what I do here is just a quick relationship, love, energy reading going into the week of January 23rd. I try to get a good idea of what's going on between you and your romantic interest, whoever this person may be. That way you have a little bit of forewarning rather than no warning at all. So over here, Leo, is your energy going into the week. And then over here is going to be your interests energy going into the week. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while, there is a message that doesn't quite flow. It doesn't quite, like maybe it's a little too vague. But since everything here came out for a reason, I do have a second deck here for clarification purposes, should we need it. So with that said, Leo, I'm going to start with you since this video is about you. Leading it off is the Chariot. The Chariot is a fast movement. It is forceful in the same direction. It is the plan to establish a relationship or establish a new phase of a relationship. But you have two forces. The Chariot has two things pulling it, two energies. This is one of those moments where the sight, while you do have the same goal, the same overall goal, the way to get there is not the exact same. So it's kind of hitting that fork in a road where you're kind of pulling apart a little bit in the direction. So the Chariot's still moving forward. You still are moving in the same way. But if that continues exactly as is, eventually it's going to pull apart to the point where the Chariot is no longer moving. I think you know what that means. Then you have the Four of Wands, which is celebration. It is a celebration of your ability to do things. Your willpower is powerful. You have really big strength, big, powerful strength. This is one of those situations where you are not one to be messed with. And the reason why I'm saying that is, Leo, you got the Sun. The Sun is a renewed passion. It's a bright future. It's plans to, it's a desire for the best. It is plans for the ultimate success. The desire to, start a family. The desire for that to grow into something even more than what it is now. What I got here for you, Leo, is you have the same overall goal as your romantic interest, the same goal. However, your way of attaining that goal is a little bit different. You're celebrating your willpower. You are confident in what you are able to do. You know what you want to do, and you know how to get it. Because that goal, that energy that you have, is pushing forward, is pushing towards success, building a better situation, building a better romance, building a better phase of the relationship. This is a confident, nobody is standing in my way energy. Leo, this is one of those situations, okay, so my wife is a Leo. That week, I am not getting in her way. If that's her energy, if that's your energy, Leo, if that is what's pushing forward in your life, then I really have pity on the person that tries to get in their way. I really do. Because you are going to trample them. You're going to roll that chariot right over them. So let's get with your interest here and find out if they're going to be the ones that stand in their way. So far, I'm kind of getting a yeah. Because they're leading it off with the Four of Cups, which is apathy, which is a lack of care and concern about the emotional situation. I'm not saying that they are not caring about the situation in an overall sense. I'm not saying that they don't care about you, they don't care about them. This is just, they don't care about new things, they don't care about progress. If you're offering them emotional, some kind of emotional build-up, it's kind of, if they're sitting on the couch and you come up and you rest your hand on their shoulder and you say, hey, come on, let's go do something. Not now. It's okay though. That's their response. I'm not really feeling it, It is what it is. Just go ahead and do what you want to do. I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. They're not accepting new patients. There we go. They're the doctor. We're not accepting anything new. Whereas something great is right there in front of them. You are offering your power and they're not accepting it because their mind is closed. They have the Three of Cups. They are celebrating their own emotional success. They are happy with where they're at. They are celebrating their own success. They're celebrating their own ideas. They're celebrating their emotional power. They think they already have success. So they're happy with where things are at. You are pushing the mold toward a better future. Now, normally, that's not too bad of a situation because that's something you can break through. If somebody's just content, you can use your ability to, you notice I haven't mentioned something yet. In an ideal world, these five would be a great situation because in all honesty, building somebody up, bringing them out of a situation can actually be uplifting. It could make you feel better. It's fulfilling. You get even more of that Four of Wands, that celebration. You're building them up. You're getting them out of the slumps, out of the dumps. You are the successful. You are the powerful. You are the one. You aren't even pulling the chariot. You are guiding it. You are telling it where to go. But things are never easy. Because this person is really channeling the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is not always a bad thing, okay? The Emperor, like the Empress, are very powerful energies that, when used in the right way, can really lead to success, but led in the wrong way can really lead to failure. The Empress is the feminine energy of all of this. The Emperor right here is the masculine energy, whereas the Empress takes subtle steps toward whatever means. This is the bold movements. This is the bold power and romance. It is the fatherly figure. When you combine that with apathy, what you have here is somebody who thinks, I take that back. So keep the word thinks in your head. That is the more important one. They know they are right, if that makes sense. They know they're right. They believe that they are correct in the most obvious ways. When they are apathetic toward whatever you're saying, they are being bold about it. They are not letting you even doubt for a second that they are where they're at. Instead of, hey, let's go do something, and them just be like, yeah, it's okay, I don't really. This is more of that person, you rest your hand on their shoulder, hey, let's go do something. No, I don't want to. I'm busy, I'm doing my own thing, because they're happy where things are at. Oh man. Leo, you're not one to mess with, and this person, they're not one to mess with either. But not in the best of ways. You're not one to mess with because you are powerful and want success. They are not one to mess with because they are content and don't want to do anything new. They don't want things to change. They're comfortable where they're at. Leo, you got some work ahead of you. You really do. You really do. While you are not one to be messed with, Leo, let me offer this one bit of advice. You are not one to be messed with. You know that. You are going into this with your fist clenched. You are ready to go. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. When dealing with this romantic interest, whoever this person may be, go into it with a steady hand. Go into it with one fist clenched and the other a hand open. Because this person, if you go into it with aggression, you go into it with too much power, they're going to channel that emperor and they are going to try to use that fatherly, masculine, domineering energy that they are full of. And that could turn into big fights, big arguments. I'm not saying physical. I hope that doesn't happen. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but it can turn into those verbal arguments that go from simple misunderstandings to absolute nightmare, trying to, things will be said that you don't mean, things will be said that they don't mean, and next thing you know, this is no longer in your sights. The sun is no longer something that you will be able to attain. There is no success to be had when the middle to the end of the week is just both of you down and out because they're mad, you're mad, everybody's mad, nobody won. And all this positive energy that you had is gone. All this masculine energy that they had is now either justified or destroyed. So now they're in the dumps too, or they've become a controlling butthole. This is a week where you need to make sure that you are cautious, but don't let them dominate the situation either. You know what to do to succeed. So make that work and do your best to pull them up. And I'll tell you what, if you're smart about it, if you're really sly, if you're a smooth operator when it comes to this, you can use their masculine energy, you can use their bold moves to benefit the situation. If they're in a very dominating state, instead of going into it head to head, why don't you be the whisper in the ear? Give them the idea that be sneaky. Use that domineering power to get into their head, to turn their energy into dominating power too. Whereas that way they can still think that they're doing their thing. They can still celebrate in their emotion, but here you are getting what you want too. And ultimately, they may thank you for it later. When things get better, when you get toward your ultimate success, and you've helped them along by making them think that maybe they had a hand in it. You know what I mean? Be the whisper in the ear. Use that power to your advantage. Take control of the situation through subterfuge rather than trying to, lasso and put a saddle on it, because this person is not one that's going to allow that. They are not going to allow what they think is control. Even though what you're doing is not controlling, they're going to interpret it as such, and they're going to respond in kind. So get around the whole control thing. You know what to do. Leo, you're smart. You really are. You're sly. You know what to do, and you have the energy to get it done. So with that said, Leo, I really do. I really, 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 really do. Thank you for, stopping by, watching the video, listening to what I have to say with the messaging here. And with all that, Leo, I will see you next week.